Hello, hello, Leo. Welcome to your August 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Leo. And I also want to wish a very happy birthday to any of the Leos who have birthdays this month. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video fills your cup this month a little bit in any way I can. And I also, because it is your guys' season and your birthday month, or I call August Leo's birthday month, I will be pulling a special birthday card for you at the end, so make sure you stay tuned for that so that you're able to watch that, because it's just a little extra goodie that I like to give you guys. And go ahead and set your intention for this reading. What would you like to get out of the reading today? Is there any information that you would like to come through? Just feel into that for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. Okay. First thing coming up for Leo this month, devotion. Look at upcoming efforts through the eyes of your soul. Take up the task as if all your heart depended on it. Apply yourself to a sacred passion with consistent presence. Okay, what are you devoted to? That is really what you're going to be asking, or that you can ask this month. And then we have harmony. How is everything working together for you in the month of August? What is working? What isn't working? I think that this is actually pointing more to balance, the allocation of your energy, kind of seeing and taking inventory of what's working and what's not. I think that that's what this harmony card has to do for you. And then we have abundance. Congratulations, it seems you're due for a little, scratch that, an infinitely big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? Knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone, so get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. Okay. So enjoy that. That's pretty much self-explanatory. But let's go ahead and dive right into these cards. First thing we have coming up, the central energy for you is the Five of Wands. What other? I think it was Libra. Libra also got this card. I really think this is about too much all at once. Like too much all going on at the same time. And for some of you, you might be kind of like praying for that, like wanting everything to all happen at the same time. But I strongly advise that you take a step back, let yourself take a few things off your plate, and just enjoy what you have going on, because there's probably a lot coming, or a lot that's already around you, and your time might be much tighter than you feel it is, or you might feel like you could take on more and then more comes and then you feel like you don't have enough time. It just looks like there's some internal struggle with the way that you're structuring different parts of your life. Let me see what the crossing energy is for you. Queen of Wands. So in part, it is about, you know, that fiery part of yourself that's going to initiate and get things done and make things happen. That's the, you know, that's an asset that you have. It's just about whether or not it's running wild at this time. And it seems like this is kind of alluding to that, which is, you know, you have all this energy, but just if you have the energy, that doesn't mean that you need to take on every project and commit to every single thing and say yes to everyone all the time. Or it doesn't mean that you have to build career, community, a family, and all of the things all at once. So pace yourself. That is really important for you, and I strongly advise that you take a serious look at your pace. Now, what's shifting out of your life? We have the Death card. Major change in some way. Let me see what the context of this is. Two of Rods. So I think that some manifestations showed up recently, or there was something about you changing what you want or what you're asking for. What you need could also be changing. So just, don't judge yourself around it. Just, that's kind of how things are playing out for you. So if you want something different, or if the ground has shifted recently, I think that the Five of Wands might be you getting your bearings with that as well. So it's just about, the Queen of Wands is kind of reminding you, hey, it's okay to rest, because the Queen of Wands, that's the Queen of Wands weakness, is not being able to do that. So you can actually learn from that energy through either the gift that it has to share or its weakness. Both of those sides are going to tell you a lot. And so the Death card is just saying, hey, you may have had something show up that really changed a part of you, or what you want, what you desire, what you're after. And so it just looks like things are still falling into place. Give yourself a little bit of time. I don't think that things are going to fully wrap up in August. I think it's going to be an extension, maybe into September, October. But you want to be gentle with yourself and respect yourself for learning and growing at this time. Okay, it looks like this is really new for you too. And the oncoming energy, we have the Eight of Swords. Feeling really bound or confined or trapped or stuck is coming up. Let me clarify this one as well. The Magician. So you have to ask for relief if you want it. If you don't, then it's just kind of like, well, the Eight of Swords it is. It's kind of like the acceptance piece is actually not as helpful in this situation, because it makes you believe that you're completely powerless over everything, but it's that's not true. Like, you can actually ask for relief. You can ask for your schedule to open up a little bit more. You can ask whether or not it's a person or something larger than yourself, a higher power of some sort. It's about asking. It's about visualizing, figuring out what it is that you need, map it out for yourself, and then ask for it. The Magician is about quick change and growth through manifestation. So you have the right recipe. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be stuck if you don't want to. So in part, it's perception, and it also might be you feeling powerless, like there's nothing you can do. That is something that is just constructed in your mind. That's not reality. So the outward manifestation for August is the Page of Swords. You're going to feel more innovative, like you're getting things done. And I think you want to try a new approach in August. Like, you're doing things differently. You're starting on a new foot. This death, because this is in the past, it's like the hard work is done. That's already past. It's just figuring out where everything is landing now in present time. In the subconscious, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so for you, it might be disappointment, not getting what you want. This actually, more than anything, this actually looks like pouting. So I don't think that this is real. I think it's just, why can't everything be perfect exactly the way I want it to be? And I mean, I definitely understand that, but it's just best to not beat yourself up about this, because you can, if you want to get sucked into this rabbit hole, you can, but remember that you do have options in this situation. It's not just It's not just things aren't working out. It's much, much more than that. A lot of it has to do with perception. Where you're putting your focus and attention is going to make a big difference. Yeah, so the sun is the clarifier for this. It doesn't have to be bad, folks. It doesn't have to be. It's just about where are you looking. That's what the Five of Cups is about. What are you focusing on? What you focus on will grow and it will expand. That is so true. So take that seriously, because it's going to help you a lot to not focus in on every little hiccup in the road, because the Five of Wands is about fumbling around, making mistakes, not knowing 100% of how things are going to come together. It's about constructing things as you go, and you have to do that. It's kind of like you have to walk through the uncertainty, the awkwardness, the not knowing for sure, the figuring it out phase. So let yourself fall a little bit, let yourself screw up a little bit, and just let it roll off your shoulders. Otherwise, it's just, you're never going to move forward. Or until you let go of that self-judgment and being hard on yourself, you're not going to move forward. So that is the big piece about this, is focus on where you're making improvements, celebrate the small wins. The advice for you is the Four of Pentacles. Be careful with who you're giving your energy to and who you're giving your time to. Not everyone deserves it. Let me say that again. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your energy. Your crappy ex-boyfriend does not deserve your energy. So it's one of those things where you want to pay attention to where it's going. If you're being unconscious and just giving it out to anyone who asks for it, you're going to bleed yourself dry. And it is going to help, it's going to perpetuate this feeling of not having control at all over the situation. Some circumstances, yes, that's true. But your state is something that you have a lot of say in. So don't forget that you're a powerful person, you're a powerful being with the capacity for great things, and you can decide to make subtle changes that are going to have a big impact. It's not rocket science, it's just the incremental shifts that you can make that are going to have a lasting impact on the way you perceive things in your life. So be mindful of who you're giving your energy to, and not everyone deserves it. And the external influences, we have the Lovers. Okay, so is there a partnership going on? Are you having a good time with somebody? Are the lines of communication open? Is there somebody reaching out to you who is a love interest or anything in the realm of romantic partnership or companionship, right? It can be all different qualities. It doesn't just have to be a committed monogamous relationship. It can be a professional companionship or business partnership as well. So that is in the ether. That is in your environment. It looks like you have access to this, but I think that this is separate. This actually doesn't look love related at all. So if this is showing up in your life, if the Lover's card is manifesting as a relationship opportunity, I think that it's important for you to navigate all of this, but still keep this open. Give this communication, give this time as feels good to you. I want to make that really clear. If it feels good to you, if it feels nourishing, if it's a positive, healthy connection, then you can absolutely invest little. But your practice this month is about not pouring everything into it all at once, all at the same time. That's kind of what this Five of Wands is teaching you is, hey, look out for that because it's going to bite you in the ass. Don't give everything you have right away because then you're not going to have anything for yourself. Be gentle and slow with the way that you're investing in people, places, things, and opportunities. Gingerly invest. So that is what, I mean, this is really exciting. I like having this card here, even though I'm not a Leo sun, moon, or rising, but that is something that you have to look forward to. And hopes and fears, straight up fear. Like, this is just all of the possible worst case scenarios, all of the frustrations. This is also one of those times when I would advise that you not give too much stock to the what ifs that come up. If you're having any of those, then it's kind of like you want to look at where it's coming from, because most of the time that's not intuition if it's highly emotionally charged. So I like to remind people of that. Fear is I guess, an evolutionary mechanism that is designed to keep you safe, but it can also hold you back. So don't let that sit in the driver's seat, but you can give it a seat at the table, see what it has to say, acknowledge that it's trying to keep you safe, and then move forward in a way that feels good to you. Don't let this hold you back. And the outcome of August for Leo, we have the sun making an appearance again. Yes, so by the end of August, heading into September, you are going to feel a lot better. There's definitely going to be some resolution here. This is pointing more to the perspective that you have running and the kind of where your focus is and whether or not you're actually trapped. Do you just think that you're stuck and trapped, or is it real? Be skeptical. If you think it's real, just take a look again. Is there really nothing you can do? Is there really no way to navigate and make things easier for yourself? I don't know. I think there's always a little something we can do to make our lives easier. But that's just me. Total bias of mine. Just saying. I will forever be an optimist in that way. So just consider it. Because this is saying, hey, there's a lot of good coming up. You have the Lovers here, you have the Sun here. It's just that it's a scary time. I think that you kind of have sea legs. I think that a lot of this just has to do with this being a new experience, and that's frustrating and scary. So let yourself walk through it without judgment as best as you can. And as usual, we have the timeline going. This is the first quarter of August, or the first week-ish. Second, third, and fourth quarter, that'll be where you wrap up August heading into September. So first, we have chakra love. Okay, when I see this came up for another sign, but I strongly advise, if you do not do energetic work yourself, if you don't have a meditation practice, then this is pointing to work with someone that is able to support you on an energetic level. Whether or not it's me, it's like, yeah, that's the work that I do, but this is really up to you about who you're comfortable with. You want to make sure you feel safe, that the person resonates with you, that you really trust that person to do this work, because there's so many people who mess up and make big fat mistakes. I usually clean them up because it's a lot of unsafe people. So that's why I'm really stressing, be safe, make sure you trust the person that you are kind of putting your faith in terms of doing energetic work on you. And that would be a really great support for you during August. So treat yourself to something energetic. It could be Reiki, it could be energetic counseling, it could be an acupuncture session, whatever modality you like. I would strongly recommend that you look into that for the month of August. Especially in the beginning, you might feel like you really need that. Quarter 2, we have feminine. You're focusing on receptivity. What are you open to receiving? What do you allow into your life? And how do these things show up? This is going to be one of those times when you pull your energy back and see what sticks. What resonates? Anything that just falls away and doesn't hang out or stick around is not for you. So remember that even if there's been breaks or something, it's really about the reciprocation and what is sticking to me and what am I sticking to. That's kind of where you're going to feel your attention shift during the second quarter. So that's a big lesson. I think that's going to take a little bit more time, but it's also wise to take a break during the second quarter if you can. Remember, divine femininity is the yin, and it's about rest, nighttime, calm, receiving, meditation. These are all things that go along with yin energy, divine feminine. Third quarter, conflict. Between the head and the heart, I don't know, not necessarily. Could be, but this is more about there being a conflict. I'm seeing this in environment. It might be time, it might be plans that are conflicting, it might be, you know, something coming up where you have your hands in too many pots. That's the essence of the Five of Wands as well, is too much going on. It feels a little bit disorienting and chaotic. So let yourself focus on what you want. Remember, this has been coming up for quite a few signs. The best way to make decisions is to lead with what you want long term. Short-term decisions for the sake of perception, other people, obligation, usually don't yield good results. So make sure you're leading with your heart. Leos are very heart-centered. They generally know what they want and are good at claiming that. So run that lion energy that you have, and this will work itself out, no problem. You'll come to the decision much faster if you lead with your heart, as you know how to do. Fourth quarter, transition. Boom. Love seeing this. This is the card that you want to see for this reading. This is what's putting you in the position of the sun. Remember that as you walk through this, you're learning a lot in August. It's going to get better. And as you do this, as you do the work, let's say you take all my advice and things are working really well and everything, and it just is flowing as you shift and adjust your perspective. That's what I mean by taking advice. So that you don't feel so confined, like you actually have options available to you. It's going to open up a lot of doors, as well as withholding your energy from people who don't deserve it. It's going to help you conserve what you need to fill your own cup and give you more support during this time in this transition period. So it looks like you're actually coming out of this disoriented state where you have a lot of conflict and things going on that are, it just looks busy. And as you move into a time that is more balanced, it's going to feel a lot better. So you have good things, but you remember that where you focus expands. So just use that to your advantage during the month of August. Okay, I'm going to do a 3-card pick, and then don't forget I have your guys' birthday card at the end, so I will do that just after the 3-card pick. All right, pick a card, any card. Whatever feels right for you. You can ask a question. Card number 1. Strength, this is you. Clearly, we've got a little Leo reference there. So this is just about perseverance. Remember that this is temporary. Whatever it is that's going on, this 5 of Wands, it's just this month. It's this month of transition. It's this month where you're coming out of the death card. That is a big transition. You're fumbling around. It's chaotic. Then you have another transition. And this is things smoothing out. Just to be clear, this is the month of transition, and when you come out on the other side, this is referring to things improving. So just remember that your personal power is going to serve you in August. Card number 2, we have the 9 of Coins. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've been working hard. You've been doing all the things you need to. Now allow yourself to appreciate it. Show yourself some love. Give yourself some accolades. Recognize yourself for all of the hard work that you've done and all of the things that you continue to do, because you have a lot of good stuff in the works. So let yourself honor that. Card number 3. King of Coins. So feeling more professional in nature, feeling more grounded, secure, stable. Resources look good, I can tell you that for sure. And this is a great time to hang out with Earth friends. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn friends, it's going to be the right time to hang out with them. And for your birthday card, oh, this one wants to come up. Mystic of Bells. Don't forget that your ideas are precious. Your ideas, your inspiration, your thoughts, your goals, all of those have a deep, deep, deep value at this time. And I think that you might want to, whenever you can, ponder what it is that you want for yourself. Big picture. Let yourself go into a place where you feel really grounded and expansive in the way that you are moving forward. So it's kind of like daydream. I would encourage you to daydream more. This is going to be a good time to get back in touch with that, because you do have these big lessons that are coming through and the tides are changing. Okay, so now is a good time to reevaluate what you want long term and start focusing on it. You don't have to take action quite yet. You have enough going on. I'm not going to overload you by saying you should take action. This is just about conceptually identifying what you want long term. Okay? So that is all that I have for the reading. I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I've enjoyed reading for you. Don't forget that if you want to work with me, it's all in the description box. All of the info that you need, all the cards that I use for this reading are all listed out in the description box. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Onyx Healing. And until next time, happy birthday, Leo, and I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful August and have a good one. Bye.